Hey, what's up, guys? It is Gun Thug here. It is week 3. It has been a very action-packed day of PSL today, this Saturday, October the 15th. And that's because all the showdown matches of the week seem to have a tendency to fall on this Saturday. I don't know what it is. But it certainly didn't disappoint today, or at least I would hope it did not disappoint. Me and Sweet kicked it off with a match at some time, that's different between different time zones. And we were followed by Btooom and Raptori, as well as Spaintacula and Modal, not Modal, whatever he wants to go by. And I wasn't sure which one to do. I decided to go ahead and go with this one. I thought it was a good match. I haven't given Btooom or Raptori any screen time this year so far with their matches, so I figured I'd do this one instead of one of the other two from today. I'm going to try to at least every starting DPP player should be in at least one video, get their exposure to my 13 subscribers on YouTube, and really make it big. I think I owe that to you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into this match. We see some pretty common leads here from both guys. We got the Meteor Mash there from Metagross, which is going to kind of show off Uxie's bulk. I mean, most lead Metagross run adamant full attack, and so you're getting walloped by a Meteor Mash unless you resist it. And Uxie's just going to kind of shrug it off, and it's going to be pretty close to a 3-hit KO on him. Gets his rocks up. Rapt is going to be looking to get rocks up as well here. Uxie's going to go ahead and get that early para. That's nice. From an Uxie lead, all you're looking to do is you're looking to get rocks up. You're looking to spread a little status, and probably live to fight another day. A lot of the times, the positive to Uxie over an Azelf in the lead spot is that Uxie is a little more durable and can last you throughout the match. Azelf quite often ends up being a suicide lead. Although, I mean, I've seen a lot of lead Azelf that were not necessarily designed that way. But one of the things you generally see from Uxie is they're a little better at spreading status, a little better at staying alive and giving you a good ground resist and just bulky defensive or special defensive Pokemon later in the match. So he grabs that para early on Metagross. He's going to U-turn out. And a Rotom is going to come in, maybe hoping for an explosion. Nope, and he's going to get Meteor Mash, which again, I mean, Rotom, who resists that Meteor Mash, is going to do it a ton of damage. One of the things I wanted to talk about a little bit in this match, and I think it's something that can definitely be applied to anyone playing DPP, or even in PokeMMO for that matter, is paying attention to held items. I use, and this is kind of a beginner tactic. I'm sure everyone that's had any battling experience has done this, but you always need to pay close attention to a Pokemon's health at the end of a turn where they switch in. Especially in DPP, Rotom is very versatile, but there's other Pokemon that can do this too. Rotom is one of those Pokemon who can definitely be running a Choice Scarf or even sometimes a Choice Specs, but they can also be running bulkier, leftover sets, and how you deal with those Pokemon, or which item they're running, will dictate how you deal with those Pokemon. So on this one, you got a Rotom who has a pretty strong Thunderbolt. Did not get the leftovers tick after the last switch in, so you got to assume it's probably Scarfed. And Raptori is just going to keep mashing it down. It can't 2-hit KO the Metagross unless it gets a little luck here. And so, yeah, Metagross is going to go ahead and pick up the kill. Btooom, not really sure why he wanted to sack his Scarfed Rotom already. I mean, a lot of teams only carry one Scarfer. And to sack yours that early before you know if it's done its job. For example, Scarf Rotom is a lot of teams' only answer to a Dragon Dance Gyarados, because it can come in after a Dragon Dance and clean it up with a Thunderbolt. But if Btoom's got other ways of dealing with that Gyarados, then I see him sacking the Rotom there. Jirachi's just going to kind of fish for a sub here, and the good explosion by Raptori there. I like that. Not getting greedy with the Earthquake, Btooom, I mean, if you've ever seen Btooom play, he usually uses some sort of RNG-based Jirachi, and that's no different here. And spoiler alert, it will have an effect on the end of the match. So Jirachi's gonna, shrug that off, take a sub. There goes Metagross, who I'd say has done its job. Now, it didn't get rocks up, but it did do quite a bit of disruption, took a big chunk out of Uxie, got rid of Scarfed Rotom. I'd consider that a pretty successful lead if I was Raptori. He's gonna bring Bronzong in here, and Breloom's going to come in. Rocks go up from Bronzong, so that's interesting. Oftentimes you see rocks on that lead Metagross, but Raptori opting to go with probably 4 attack Metagross, and Bronzong's a reliable rock setter. And Gengar is going to come in here and take the sleep. That's unfortunate. You'd like Gengar to be fired on all cylinders and the kind of Pokemon that every time it comes in, it scares something out. But if it's sleeping, that's certainly not going to be the case. I may have looked for a different sleep absorber there. And I can't remember exactly who his last three are, but I do remember thinking to myself, you know, that's a Gengar that, just based on the Pokemon that are shown, is going to have a pretty easy time cutting through this team if he can get that Rotom down to a lower health. So. And here comes Tyranitar, who's going to give a very strong crunch on the Bronzong. When you see that kind of damage on a crunch, you got to be thinking banded. And I think that's probably my guess too, is that it's choice band Tyranitar. But he's going to, Bronzong's going to do its job. It's going to get Rain up and Rocks up. You know, it's unfortunate it didn't get a Gyro Ball or even an Explosion off there, but I'm sure it would have wanted to. But at least now Kingdra's got plenty of Rain turns left. 3 turns to kind of wreak havoc here. And he is going to fire off a very strong Hydro Pump, which is going to kill the Uxie in the Rain. Now, Uxie's bulky, but Uxie's not quite that bulky. Good job by Btooom here of resetting the weather. That's going to be the game a lot of times, you know, because Rain is undeniably very strong in DPP. I can't tell you how many times in the ladder I've come across, and I know it's a popular team, that Rain team that uses, you know, a Zelf, it uses a Rain Dance Rotom, it uses Kingdra, Ludicolo, and Kabutops, and maybe one more, maybe Blissey or something. It's a very strong archetype in Gen 4, and you have to account for it. And so I think one of the ways people deal with it is just kind of using their Tyranitar to reset that Rain early, maybe sacking it, and then bringing in something that can directly handle the Pokemon. That's the problem. This Kingdra is certainly looking strong though, but Clefable is going to be one of those Pokemon that can certainly handle, especially if it's especially defensive Clefable, it should be able to handle that Kingdra all the way. We got the Lum. Machamp's going to come in and take that Thunder Wave. Nice play by Raptori there. You know, I'm usually torn on what I'm going to run on my Machamp. Some people run Lum. Some people run Custap, which can always be good. You never know when. Machamp's just one of those Pokemon that's bulky enough to live a hit everyone, you know, for most Pokemon. So good Custap user, but I like the Lum there. Brings it in. Immediately, if you notice here, Machamp is going to have a pretty easy time with this team. Breloom, Clefable, and Jirachi, none of them resist that dynamic punch, and all of them are essentially 2-hit KO'd by it. So very risky for Btooom here. He's going to bring in the Breloom, who's going to get walloped by that dynamic punch and confused. Now, this is a big play here. And I also wonder what kind of moveset Raptori is running, because I don't really understand why he doesn't go for a bullet punch or stay in and go for the confusion and wallop Breloom here. I don't really understand the switch to Gengar. If you stay in with Machamp there and you kill this Breloom, even if, let's say he gets off a Seed Bomb on you, which takes away, I don't know, half your health, and he gets, you know, you got your about 25 to 30% health Machamp against either a Clefable, which you outspeed in 1-hit KO, or a Jirachi, which you can at least prevent from getting a sub up. So instead he goes to Gengar. You know, Breloom takes the confusion and dies, but that kind of gives Btooom a chance to bring in his Jirachi and get a sub up for almost for free here on a sleeping Gengar. So, you know, Raptori's not going to let that happen. He's going to go to Machamp. Jirachi's going to do what Jirachi does pretty much every time, which is flinch. Not really sure why he took Machamp out there either. I guess, you know, he does have this Starmie, which is going to get crit. I don't know if the crit ends up mattering or not. I guess we'll see here on this next play. The Hydro Pump's going to take it down. Now notice at this point we've seen, I believe, two Hydro Pumps from Kingdra and one from Starmie, so that's 3 Hydro Pumps that have hit at this point. I can't remember if Kingdra fired off a third or not, but I know that's definitely 3 that have hit, maybe 4. And there's the para. That's certainly unfortunate. We're going to get an Iron Head here, which is going to take Starmie down to 10%. Starmie is going to hit another Hydro Pump. So now that is 4 straight Hydro Pumps that have hit. And I'm just keeping track, you know, not to spoil anything. I'm just keeping track for something that may happen later. That's 5 straight Hydro Pumps that hit. Starmie's going to go down. Looks like Clefable is actually going to be outspeed that Machamp. That's a bit of a mistake there by Raptori. You really want to be running enough speed on your Machamp to outspeed threats that you could otherwise kill before they got a lick in on you. But here comes Kingdra. Kingdra, riding on the back of this hydro pump streak, is going to go ahead and miss the first hydro pump of the match, and that's got to be devastating for Raptori. You've got a strong hydro pump that very likely kills there, or at least brings him down below substitute range. And so Jirachi's going to immediately slap on the Thunder Wave. Oh, man, that's just... This is where Jirachi takes over. This is the part of the match where Jirachi is the best Pokemon in Gen 4. He's, undeniably angering, aggravating. He finds a way to snatch victory from the clutches of defeat, and then I love and hate Jirachi for it. I mean, he's designed to take advantage of people who were unprepared for him, and I'm not even saying Raptori was really all that unprepared for him. Both Starmie and Kingdra resist the majority of this style of Jirachi's moves. But it's tough to lose a game to RNG like that. Again, though, you fire off 5 hydro pumps in a row without missing, and then the 6th one misses. With the accuracy of that move, I don't think it would have mattered. And also, one last thing we're going to look at right quick. It's going to show that hydro pump at 56%. I actually forgot that I did a calc. I did a calc for this, and this is the calc right now. Btooom whispered me afterwards. He said, among other things, that his Jirachi was max special defense, careful, not calm. Not that it really matters. Max HP, 224 special defense, and the rest in speed. So actually, even if this is a modest Life Orb 252 special attack Kingdra, it's only going to do 41 to 48% with that hydro pump outside the rain. So my apologies, I completely forgot about that. This para may not have, or this hydro pump miss may not have mattered. He still gets the para off, and he would have lived it. And so from this point, he certainly would have flinched his way down to a win, and then flinched Gengar, or killed Gengar. So I don't think the hydro pump mattered. I think it was a good game overall. Maybe some misplays on minor misplays that in the heat of the game are very easy to make. But undoubtedly 2 strong DPP players in this match. Raptori's going to fall. Was that Raptori's first loss of the season? It may have been. Btooom gets his first win of the season, although he had 2 very close matches in his first 2. Well, maybe not the one against Modal, but close matches. Btooom, I knew he was going to crack through and get a win, and he does. He puts Why Not Zoidberg on the board, and it's been a good week this week. We got some close matchups. How are we doing on our standings? I think Riga's down 5-3. That's going to be my team. We got 5-2 here, so no team is clinched yet at this point. We got a really close matchup here between iRoxyD and I guess that's the champion Mike. So stay tuned for some more good PSL action. Next week, you will catch me again. I'll be doing another Gen 4 match and possibly a Gen 3 match. But until then, I will see you guys later.